Hello, this is Lori, and I'm back to tell you another story about Lawrence County history. And today is about someone's name who you might seem a little familiar. Well, at least his last name you should be familiar with, because if you're listening to this, you have probably gone to our website or our Facebook page at briggslibrary.com. This is Dr. Caleb Briggs, and he is the man who we are named after. Dr. Caleb Briggs was born on May 24th, 1810 in New Rochester, Massachusetts. He was the son of Caleb, who was born December 28th, 1769, and Deliverance Delia Burgess Briggs. Although little is known of Briggs' early life, we do know he was educated as a physician, and he often worked as a geologist, and is actually why he came to this area. He was given credit for being one of the people to recognize the possibilities of the Hanging Rock Iron region. He assisted Professor W. W. Mather, the state geologist, in surveying Lawrence County as well as other areas in the Hanging Rock Iron region, including Gallia County, Athens County, Hocking, Jackson, and Scioto counties. He did all of the exploring in June of 1837, and after his exploration, he returned home to Massachusetts. However, he didn't remain very long in Massachusetts, and he returned to the Hanging Rock area in 1848. He, in fact, invested in some of the furnaces, and John Campbell, the founder of Ironton, talked him into remaining in the area. And while in the area, he signed an agreement to buy land for Ironton. He was actually one of the members of the Ohio Iron and Coal Company, and one of the people who helped found Ironton. Now, John Campbell is known as the father of Ironton, but Dr. Caleb Briggs was one of the people who helped him in developing the city. He was the one, Dr. Briggs, who suggested that Ironton become the ending of the Iron Railroad instead of Hanging Rock, because at the time, Hanging Rock was the hub. It was the place where everyone went. For those of you who drive through Hanging Rock and have seen the big horse farm, the barn, and the places where the horses are, there used to be a large house there. That was the home of Robert Hamilton. And he lived in Hanging Rock, and he was one of the main iron masters, one of the first ones. He and John Campbell were contemporaries. Hamilton wanted Hanging Rock to be the end of the railroad that went to the iron furnaces, which means lots of money. Campbell didn't like that. There was a split, and he wanted Ironton, a new place, and so Ironton was founded. Dr. Briggs not only was involved with the Iron Railroad, the Ohio Iron Company, he contributed $10 to start the Pioneer School in Ironton in 1850. In 1867, he decided to leave Southern Ohio for good. But Caleb Briggs did not forget Lawrence County, and he didn't forget the Irontonians that he had come to call his friends. And in 1881, he donated $25,000 by way of a trust deed for a public library in Ironton. Now, at the time, there were libraries, some of them, but they were subscription libraries. You had to pay to be a member, or you had to contribute so many books to be members. It wasn't free, and it wasn't available to everyone. This time, he wanted a public library for everyone to be educated and to be able to read. All of the Iron Masters were very big, as far as I know of, all of them that I know of that researched on education. They were people who stressed education. They were also very religious people. He did stipulate that the building could not be built until the fund reached $80,000. So he didn't just contribute money, he wanted Lawrence County to contribute money as well. So the residents of Ironton were tasked with given the task of raising $80,000. They did so, and the original library was located on the second floor of Memorial Hall, For those of you who are familiar with Memorial Hall, that was the original place. Sadly, in 1905, the building did burn. It did not burn to the ground, but most of the volumes of the library were lost, but it was rebuilt. It was known as the Briggs Free Public Library, and it served Ironton. It wasn't until later that we would expand to serve more of Lawrence County. But that is the story of Dr. Caleb Briggs and a little bit on Briggs Library. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.